This demonstration we're going to have a look at how to configure Outlook Anywhere. So we'll have a look at configuring auto discover settings, quite handy to ensure that users don't have to remember to type in all of their connection settings. We'll have a look at configuring a client access server for Outlook Anywhere. So this means we can use remote procedure calls across the internet to actually connect to our server. We'll have a look at configuring Outlook profiles for Outlook Anywhere. We'll then just verify that Outlook Anywhere does actually work. So the first thing I need to do here is I just need to ensure that auto discovery is set up. To do that through the Exchange Management Shell, I can use the get client access server. And what that will do is that command that will give me information about exactly how the client access server is configured. So I'll type in the command. So type in get client access server. I'm interested in van EX1 and format the list there. So hit return. And what we're looking for here is we're looking for all the auto discovery settings here. And what I'm wanting to verify here is the internal URL setting. So we can actually see that the auto discovery is set up. So the advantage of this is users go into Outlook 2007 or Outlook 2010, it'll automatically connect them to the correct mailbox server. So the next thing I want to do here is set up my Outlook Anywhere. In order to do this, I have to set up a Rpc Proxy Host, and what that will do is that will intercept any HTTPS requests, strip out the RPC request and pass that to the correct mail server. So to do that, we need to go into our admin tools and into Server Manager and turn on the various features. So here I am inside Server Manager, so come into features, and what I want to do here is I want to add features. So click on my add features button, and within here what I'm looking for is RPC over HTTP. So as we can see, it's already installed. This is my lab environment, so I turned on the tick earlier on. So now that we've done that, we now need to configure Exchange to support Outlook Anywhere. So we'll cancel this, come out of this, and what we'll do is we'll just go to our Exchange Management Console. Within our Exchange Management Console, what we're going to do now is we're just going to have a look at the server configuration, client access. What we're going to do on van EX1 is we're going to use van EX1 and we're going to enable Outlook Anywhere. So if we just have a look across here, we've got a little button that says enable Outlook Anywhere. Brings up my wizard, so I need to specify what the users will connect to from the internet. So I do have mail.adatum.com, and that's my external DNS. And then under client authentication method, I'll just ensure I have my NT LAN manager authentication turned on, and then what I'll do, I'll just click enable. Now that's all done. Got a little warning here, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just telling me to wait for 15 minutes. So we'll just click the finish button. And that's all done. So the next thing I need to do is just tell IIS or set up IIS and enable Ssl Settings. What I'll then do also as well is I'll have a look at the RPC service and just ensure that the authentication is set up correctly. So here we go, IIS Manager's up and running. So we'll just come in here, we'll just expand our sites up, expand up default website, and then what we need to do here is we just need to enable RPC. So within here, what we're now going to have a look at is the Ssl settings. Sure that require SSL checkbox is selected, which it is. Next thing to do is just ensure that the authentication is configured correctly. So onto authentication, and what we'll do here, we'll just come into settings and just ensure that basic authentication is enabled and also Windows authentication is enabled. So we're happy with that, everything is configured correctly in the case of our Exchange server. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to restart van EX1. That'll take a little while, so we'll just pause the video at this point now. Okay, then my server's back up now. So the next thing I'm going to do is just configure Microsoft Outlook in order to connect through the RPC service or the RPC over HTTP. So we'll just come into our Windows 7 client. So here we go, logged in as Luca. Next thing we're going to do here is just configure Luca's email to actually use the RPC connection. So click on Start. And all we'll do here is we'll go to Control Panel. In Control Panel, just click on our little category view, change this to small icons, and what I want to do here is just go into Mail. So the mail setup, just come to my mail accounts. On here, what we're going to do is just have a look at the Microsoft Exchange and modify the Microsoft Exchange settings. So So now that we're in here, click change. As you can see, we're connecting through to van EX1, and what we want to do here is we just want to specify that we will use RPC. So click on more settings. Within here, next thing to do, click on connection, and what we're going to do here is we're going to use the Microsoft Exchange settings. So we'll connect to a Microsoft Exchange by using HTTP. Click on our Exchange proxy settings, and then we need to type in the relevant information to connect through to our client access server. Okay, I've specified my server. Specify I'm going to use SSL to connect through. I have enabled SSL. What I'm going to do here is on fast networks, I'm going to attempt to use HTTP first, so use my RPC over HTTP service. Generally speaking, real world, this would actually be turned off in the case of this tick. We'd only use it on slow networks. Ensure that we have NTLM authentication configured, and then we'll click OK. Click OK. Next thing here, just click our next button, click our finish button, and then click close. Now that we've done that, we can click close on the mail button and then just close down as well control panel. Next thing we need to do is just quickly nip back across to van EX1 just to ensure that it is definitely up. So I'll just pause the video while I check that. It is, so next thing to do is just launch Microsoft Outlook. This will take a little while. So as we can see now, we're logged back into Microsoft Outlook. We can see we're online with Microsoft Outlook. So what we'll do here is we'll just expand this up a little bit. So I can click down the control button, right click, and what we want to have a look at is our connection status. So as you can see, we are using HTTPS, so that proves that the RPC over proxy service is working correctly. If this was on the internet, we wouldn't have had to open up all the RPC ports. We'd be using port 443 to connect through the client access server and then authenticate through to the Exchange server. So that does prove that the service has worked correctly. So I'll just close that down. Next thing we're going to do is just check the auto configuration settings. So we're going to have a look at the auto discover settings. So again, all we need to do here, right click, and what we're going to do is test email auto configuration. So we'll click on this little button here, click on our test button up at the top here. We'll actually remove the Guest Smart and the Secure Guest Smart. That's used for either POP3 or IMAP4. We're using a proper RPC type client. So we'll click test here. And as we can see, if we scroll down here, it just proves the fact that we do have all of the availability services and so on coming from our client access server. So we can see that the auto configuration is working. Auto discover is also working as well. Really didn't prove anything. Luca was already connected to the Exchange server, but it sort of proves the fact that auto discover has worked correctly. So that's the end of the demonstration. Thanks for watching.